Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as we are here to talk about everything that went down, I guess you could say today, depending on where you're watching, at the WWE Elimination Chamber Premium Live Event. Not pay-per-view, it's Premium Live Event. But as you see, it's not just me. We've got Baby Huey back on this side. What's going on, bud? How are you doing?
What's going on, man? I'm great. Thank you.
Right? Right. I almost missed the kickoff show because every time they kept saying anything, they're like 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock. But I didn't think of, oh yeah, our pre-show beforehand. So like 8:30, I kind of like look at my phone and I got a Peacock message or notification that's like the Elimination Chamber kickoff show has begun. I'm like, oh, I better turn that on because I didn't even know that there was going to be. I would have missed Ray and Miz because I didn't even know that was on the kickoff show. Mhm.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I did miss the Ray and Miz match. Yeah, I didn't know it was gonna be on the kickoff. So yeah. But other than that, it was great just to wake up and
One quick second.
start watching the
One
pay-per-view.
quick second. Chat says they can't hear you. It's got to be something on my end. Can you guys hear him
Okay.
now? I changed the setting. Say something really fast.
Hello, hey everyone. Hope you can hear me now.
Can you guys hear him now?
Thumbs up if you can hear me. Some emojis. Something.
Just waiting on the chat really fast to see if they can hear you. I don't know what happened. Why saying anything yet?
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Okay, they're saying yes now.
Okay.
Cool. I just had the wrong.
Better, guys.
Yeah, for some reason I had it. It was weird because it was showing on my end good, but then I don't know. It happens. We're good
All
though.
good.
We're good.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
You're saying like you almost missed the pre-show as well, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It's like I woke up. I mean, I slept in today, and then I knew it started at 9, but then by the time I woke up, I was like, oh crap, I missed the kickoff show.
Right.
So yeah, I missed Ray and Miz. So I'm like, oh well. So yeah, I'm playing catch up on that.
You really didn't miss much. I mean, I could recap it really quick. Basically, it was just the fact of Ray and Dominic tried to work together against The Miz. The Miz then tried to like cheat a little bit with a chair. Dominic stopped him and was about to get thrown. He did get thrown out, and as he was walking off, Ray pinned Miz.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's nothing to it other than Miz kind of got screwed over by the Mysterios, and so now he needs help against Ray and Dominic. And the word going around right now, first reported by PWU Insider, Logan Paul. I mean, Logan Paul and The Miz against Ray and Dominic at WrestleMania if all things go according to plan.
Well, I guess that sounds. Wait, that'll probably be for what, WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Right. Man, I don't know. I mean, I guess from Logan Paul, it's good to have him on, use like his star power, social media following, to promote themselves. But I don't know. God, I kind of wish Ray would have something bigger for WrestleMania. Like,
exactly.
Especially the cover boy for the video game. Like I was kind of hoping something, maybe a bigger matchup for WrestleMania. He is a future Hall of Famer.
Exactly. But it's like, now you think about it, I mean, I thought it was just going to end up being a big Miz versus Dominic match, one-on-one or something, with Ray in his corner. But no, I guess they're going tactic because Miz cut a promo, was like, I need to call me another A-lister to help me out here.
Now, so that take place during like, because I was trying to watch on Peacock, and depending on which level subscription you have, they cut to like commercials and stuff. So was that for like the upper tier Peacock subscribers?
I guess it shouldn't have been, but I did see a lot of people tweeting what did Miz why is everyone talking about the Miz? I had a commercial playing.
Okay, yeah, because then I didn't see it on my Peacock feed, but then I went to WWE's Twitter and I saw the video they posted there.
Gotcha.
And then everyone's speculating on who's his backup that he's going to call in on.
Gotcha. Also, I'll talk to you after this. So, fix your Peacock.
Oh, okay.
You have Comcast Xfinity cable, right?
Yeah. So I have Xfinity. So yeah, I just I linked up my Xfinity info with Peacock, and so if you have a subscription, you automatically get the $4.99 version of Peacock for free.
Right, but if you want to get no ads, which I'll just talk about now for anybody that's wondering, if you want to get Peacock no ads and you already have Comcast Xfinity cable, you can get the no ads version for $5 because you get half off.
Oh, that's right.
So if you wanted to get no commercials during the WWE stuff, you can pay the $5, or you can, like you said, just I don't care about commercials. I'll get for free. I mean, I did the $5 because I was already paying $10 for the WWE Network anyways. So I'm like, it's not like I'm actually paying less now. So and I get Peacock no commercials, and I watch Peacock all the time. I mean, I'm doing a watch through of 2.5 Men right now.
Nice.
So, I mean, I'm getting my use out of it with no commercials.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. No, I'll look into upgrading or upgrading my package there.
A lot of which it's just weird that they aired a commercial during that because it's actually a big tease for WrestleMania, and a lot of people are like, "What did I miss? What Miz said something? Why are you tweeting about Miz?"
Well, and that's a potentially big story beat.
Exactly.
Yeah, the road to WrestleMania. So why would you cut that off?
That's got to be a Peacock issue, not WWE. Them not realizing, because usually they'll tell you, all right, we're going to, play this video package while everybody else goes to commercial. They usually tell you that. And for them not to say anything there, just to send it to the Miz in the back, or whatever, means that maybe Peacock clicked the commercial button and they didn't.
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
just speculation.
Shame on them. Come on. we need the tease.
Right. But I mean, it's miscommunication because Peacock ain't got to run down a show of, hey, this Miz segment needs to air properly,
Yeah. Exactly.
So I think I don't know who really to blame there. It could be both. It could be one. I mean, if you're gonna blame somebody, I guess Peacock. But as far as the main show does go, but first, hold on. I need to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and Twitter.com/PW Unlimited. Remember, if you are watching on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out in the live chat by hitting that donate button down below or donating Twitch bits. Also, remember on Twitch, you can subscribe to the channel either with a tiered subscription, or if you're paying for Amazon Prime, take that Amazon account, you take that Twitch account, you link them together. There you go. Then you can get free video games, free stuff for your video games, or one free subscription to any or just this Twitch channel you want to subscribe to. But on the flip side, if you're watching over on YouTube, you can help us out over there as well with a super chat or a super sticker donation. Also, remember, you can do that to get early access to news, early access to non-news videos. You can get into the Q&A that we're going to be doing next week. We're going to start doing that a little more regularly for our member subscribers and our subscribers on Patreon. And speaking of Patreon, you can get all of those perks at patreon.com/PW Unlimited. And finally, if you're buying anything from the Epic Game Store, use the code PW Unlimited at checkout to support us. It doesn't cost you anything else. You're already buying a game over there, whether it's Sifu, Rainbow Six Extraction, getting some new stuff for Fortnite. You're going to get them Uncharted skins. Well, make sure you put in the code PW Unlimited as the creator you want to support, because it really does help us out. But with that, we've got Elimination Chamber, like I said. Basically, Miz tried to cheat. Dominic tried to stop him. Miz then did the Eddie Guerrero. He hit me, but I didn't really get hit thing. And then Ray ended up winning. Then you would think Miz is the baby face, because afterwards, Ray and Dominic gave him a double 619. Like, what are you doing beating up the heel? Double teaming him. I think Miz was the baby face, dadgum.
Hence why he needs backup now, man.
Yep.
Those damn Mysterios are outnumbering him. He needs some strength in numbers now.
I mean, he can't. He could have, but he didn't bring his wife to help him out like he had on Monday, so.
Yeah, she would have had a brick in her purse or something ready to go. Come on, Miz.
Also, shout out to Dominic growing out that mullet.
I know, dude. I've noticed that too. It's like it's kind of growing longer in the back, man.
Hey,
Full blown party. it's, it's a party for
back.
WrestleMania season.
They're coming back. But as we talk about the start of this show, the main card kicked off with the Universal Championship on the line. It was Roman Reigns against Goldberg. 5 minutes, 48 seconds is all this match went. And it was Battle of the Spears. Roman would try to do something, Goldberg would spear him. But Goldberg's fatal flaw was, for some reason, he kept pandering to the crowd. He'd hit the spear, and then he'd just look around. And also, I noticed, I don't know if you saw this or not, because I didn't see where this happened, but after he hit that first spear and he was looking around, he turned his head sideways and he was bleeding from the scalp. Did you catch where that happened?
I have no idea, but I noticed that too. I'm like, man, this guy, like in this most recent run for him in WWE, he's always bleeding from his head at some point in a match. Like, this time, I mean, this wasn't like Undertaker level where he rammed his head into the pole a couple years ago, but yeah, it's like, where did that come from? Where did, he scratched his head here, the big old red mark, and
I have no clue.
A little light bleeding. I don't know.
I was looking and I'm like, how is this guy bleeding? We're like 2 minutes in. What happened?
He's got to like wrap him in bubble wrap or something after a match. Just protect him, man. He hurts himself all the time now.
So he hits that first spear. He panders to the crowd, lets Roman kind of compose himself, and he goes for a jackhammer. But Roman hits him with a Uranagi to counter it. Roman then connects with a Superman punch. You think they're going to go to a finish, but no. As Roman's going to go for the spear, Goldberg goes and hits a spear of his own. I'm like, God dang. So Roman again blocks the jackhammer and latches on a guillotine. Goldberg tries to fight out by using the corner, but Reigns stays locked on. Goldberg then eventually passes out to Roman Reigns. So here's the interesting thing. 2 pay-per-views in a row, Roman wins by choking out his opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if he doesn't choke out Brock at Mania, I'm going to be disappointed.
And that would be interesting to see Brock tap out. Have we? I'm trying to think.
No. Here's the thing. Seth didn't tap. Goldberg didn't tap. So Brock doesn't have to tap, but he can choke him out to where the ref goes, nope, he's done.
Okay, so obviously the ref's discretion there.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, though, I'm just trying to think. I know Brock doesn't lose that often, and when it does, it is a big deal. But let's see. Bobby beat him at Royal Rumble, obviously with Roman and Paul Heyman's interference, but that was a 1-2-3.
Yep.
So yeah, not too often we see him get submitted. So be kind of interesting and kind of a little bit of a calling back to obviously his UFC days, like submission holds and stuff, getting tapped out there. So that I don't know about you, but like for me, I for WrestleMania, I prefer a 1-2-3. I just think it'll have a stronger impact. 1, 2, 3. I mean, if it was a submission, I don't know. It'd be kind of a little anticlimactic. So that's kind of where I'm thinking of it as. Like, I hope maybe Brock versus Roman, when it does happen, obviously at WrestleMania, it has like a strong finish with the big 1, 2, 3, and the crowd can, roar or boo or whatever, and how they're going to react to the main event there. But yeah, no, it's been interesting just seeing Roman kind of use a little bit different arsenal handling Goldberg here. And just, I was kind of curious to see how much was Goldberg going to work in this match here. And they worked a little bit on the outside. They went outside the ring a little bit, but, Goldberg, he was very limited. So Roman, I could tell, was trying to call this match and, like, work some sort of storyline in the ring. But obviously, it is kind of limiting working with Goldberg. And what we know it's not going to go super long. But, Roman, to his credit, he did try to get the best match out of Goldberg at this point in his career. Yeah.
And speaking of Goldberg and this part of his career, technically, if everything he's been saying and others have been saying are true, his contract's up with WWE after this match. Now the big question is, does Goldberg sign a new deal with WWE? I'm just going to put it out there. Does Tony Khan make a play? Because Tony Khan loves former WCW guys. Oh, crap. Sting versus Goldberg in AEW.
Now, look, you just put that out in the atmosphere now. Like, now Tony Khan's probably hearing this and like, ooh, like I can get me some old WCW 98, 99 matches.
He did send out a tweet on Wednesday, I think it was, during the Sammy Darby match where he's like, yo, we get to watch Sting all the time now because he's back with us on TNT or something like, or TBS. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
But I mean,
Goldberg versus Sting.
that's the other question. The other question, though, is if he does try to make a play for Goldberg, how much can he really afford to pay him? Because we know Vince is paying Goldberg pretty good money. I don't know the number, but I would assume Goldberg's not coming in cheap.
I just wonder at this point, okay, if this really is his last match on his current deal, if I'm WWE, I wonder if it's possible to just pay Goldberg by appearance or per match now. Like, I'm sure maybe they want to use Goldberg's star power for WrestleMania and get one more match out of him. But I cannot imagine WWE want to pay another multi-year contract with Goldberg. I mean, what else can you get out of him that we have not seen yet?
Right.
Like, he finally got the makeup match with Roman. That's 2 years in the making. At this point, what else there to do? You've seen him with Brock multiple times over the years. Unless the only reason you keep him around is going to put over some young talent. But we know he doesn't like doing that all the time, putting over young talent. So I just don't see much value in Goldberg anymore. What's the return value there? So I kind of hope if you bring him back one more time for WrestleMania just to get one more crowd pop out of him. But other than that, I don't see what's the point of keeping Goldberg around.
Now, here's a question I have for you from the chat. F Kit Crunch on YouTube says Goldberg would be booed straight from his debut. I don't think the AEW fan base would boo Goldberg. I really don't. Goldberg is somebody that, so here's the thing. We're not going to hear that. Boom, boom, boom. And that's what really pumps the crowd when you hear that. So I don't know. I don't think they would boo Goldberg, though.
I mean, I know like AEW fans try to take a little more pride on being a little bit the smarter fans in very much some of them, not all of them, some of them very much just like to be anti WWE for anything. So I could see them wanting to boo Goldberg. But then again, I think a lot of the casual fans out there still like Goldberg to a certain extent. And so the only reason a company would bring Goldberg in is just to maybe get some of those casual fans and, like I said, rely on his name power, his star power. But yeah, I mean, I could see like the hardcore fans, the younger audience, like saying, "Who is Goldberg? This is the old guy that's been on WWE TV lately. I don't care about him. Boo! Give me the Young Bucks or the young, people on the roster, the pillars of AEW."
I mean, when you even though you say that, they'll give us the pillars of AEW. Sting still gets a great pop every time he walks out on AEW television.
True.
I get it. I get there's differences though, because like Sting got hurt in WWE and then didn't wrestle for a long time, and AEW cleared him when WWE wouldn't. But it's still, again, the nostalgia thing that Tony Khan likes to talk about a lot.
Man, I just can't believe how stacked that roster is. There's
too many people there. Too many.
I had dinner with a buddy of mine last night. We were just talking about the AEW roster and just how stacked it is right now. Like, Cody going away, as much as I was bummed to see him leave, they're now such a big machine on their own. They can just keep going. They got plenty of talent and names to. So unfortunately, I don't think losing Cody is going to be that big of a loss. I mean, we'll see what the ratings go. Dynamite did dip a little bit. But we'll see ratings wise.
And here's the other thing you got to think of with Cody leaving. That's going to open up more money that they can pay to bring somebody else in. Because Cody was probably making at least 7 figures.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And Brandy was probably not cheap either. I don't think Brandy was maybe making as much as Cody. And I don't know this for fact. It's just what I would assume. Assuming maybe is not the best thing to do. But you would think, Cody's probably making $1 million or $2 million. Brandy's probably up there. She was probably a pretty penny doing, in-ring stuff and working behind the scenes. So that's got to be more money that they can open up to bring in a couple more guys now. And Tony Khan said, and he didn't state that it was a wrestler, but he said he's working on something massive that he hopes will be done in the next week. Didn't say that it's a wrestler, though.
Yeah, I think it could be like a big super show.
That's what I was thinking.
Sort. But no, you're right. With Cody and Brandy's salaries coming off the books, you could probably easily hire 3 to 5 good wrestlers with some name value and just beef up the roster.
You
even
can go
more, which
grab
doesn't mean
Tony. You can go grab Tony Storm. You can go get Ember Moon. You can go sign Josh Alexander, who needs to get back into the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So
And right there, you could totally help out the women's division even more. Stack it with some big names. So.
I have heard the Ember Moon Athena name has been thrown around there recently.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that I've heard.
I would love that. And then even I noticed, with Tony Storm, like I was just curious. I was looking at the WrestleCon guest going to be there in Dallas, Texas for WrestleMania. Tony Storm was listed as doing an appearance there. So I'm like, okay, so she's back, doing appearances.
Yeah,
I wonder.
Good to go. She had I think a 30-day no compete or something like that.
Yeah, so dude, if AEW can get Tony Storm in the women's division,
that'd be big.
Then huge.
Because here's the thing: if they can get Tony Storm, once Juice Robinson's free, they can get him through her. Which that'd be a great pickup for them as Juice Robinson.
It just man, there's so many. Like here we are, fantasy booking AEW already after Elimination Chamber.
Well, that's the AEW question. They're going to be in the Dallas area 2 weeks after Mania. You think that's too soon for them to go to Dallas? After all the wrestling shows that are going to be there 2 weeks before? I think that city's going to be burnt out on wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to. Yeah, I could see that, but then again, what's the venue? I'm sure it's a smaller venue. So
I can tell you right now because they just announced it.
Because and I saw, are they doing Battle of the Belts too as well?
That's what this. I think that's what this Dallas show is.
This is it. Okay,
give me 2 seconds and I'll tell you. April.
Well, I saw the flyer and it has like Keith Lee, so it would be a big homecoming.
Yes, Battle of the Belts 2 from the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Okay.
Hopefully they learned their lesson from the first Battle of Belts in January, just how what's the I want to say anticlimactic, just how it just
so what this is, it's a live Rampage, and then they're gonna pre-tape the Battle of the Belts.
Okay,
I believe that's the way that it was described.
So
because when they tweeted it out, they said live Rampage and a Battle of the Belts taping.
Okay, so get Keith Lee. Obviously, he's from Texas, so that would be a big thing for him.
Yeah, that's why you put him front and center on the thing.
Yeah, so I just hope with the Battle Belts they actually put the big name titles on, not the FTW Championship, but like the World Championship, TNT Championship. Yeah, give me some better matches.
Trying to find the size of that building. Well, actually, hold on. Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex. I can't find the size of that building.
Mm-hmm.
So then I type it in on Google, it just comes up Dallas Fort Worth metropolitan area.
Okay.
So trust me, I've spent plenty of time in Dallas when I lived in Texas, and I've never been to the Metroplex, so I don't know how big or small it is. Oh, here we go. Never mind. Curtis Colwell
Mavericks.
Center. Curtis Colwell
Mavericks.
Center.
The Dallas Mavericks, they play at with American Airlines. Is that
yes.
one?
Yeah, where WWE is going to be.
Okay.
All right, it's not the Metroplex. It is the Curtis Colwell Center, 68,000 seats, roughly. Or 6,800,
Okay.
6,800.
And on the camera side, you probably just need at least, 3,000 to make it look packed.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they're going to flop with the show, but I do think maybe it's a little too soon to be going to Dallas right after WrestleMania. Because if you do the whole... Because if they're the whole, we can't go to the WWE WrestleMania city when WWE does like everybody else does, but you go 2 weeks later, like,
everyone,
what, are you trying to get that rub?
Yeah, everyone just spent their money.
Yeah.
like they're all, burnt out, spending all their money on Alexa Bliss dolls or or the merch and stuff, buying titles.
As we move forward, we have the first of 2 Elimination Chamber matches. We had the Women's Elimination Chamber match. It was Nikki ASH, Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss, Doudrop, Bianca Belair. They rushed through this match, in my opinion. I felt like it was quick, but I did enjoy the match. I actually really liked it, but I did think that they rushed through it, especially like by the first time, when the first person was coming out of the pod, I looked down and I'm like a minute in. Usually it's like 5 minutes for the first two people, but it was like not even 2 minutes in. But this match itself did go 15 minutes and 45 seconds. Wherein, and here's the other thing, in correlation to the men's chamber match, that match was 15 minutes and 10 seconds.
True, but then the men's one, they were down one person, Bobby Lashley, which we'll get into, and then Brock, when he came in, he just went on a tear. So it's like Brock's appearance is like, okay, you're just gonna wipe out the competition in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, Austin Theory lasted a little longer, but it was like, oh man, here we go. Like the match was built up a good pace, and then Brock just takes it all out. So no, but for the women's match, what I enjoy, one, just shout out to all to the female competitors. I thought it was cool, their outfits, based on the standards or the rules they got to follow in Saudi Arabia. But I thought each outfit, the full clothes ring gear, really represented all their personalities really well.
Liv Morgan and that Britney Spears.
Yes, and then Rhea Ripley, the full black, goth inspired emo look that she had. It's almost borderline like a dominatrix kind of looking thing. It was like, whoa. It was definitely eye-catching. And then Nikki ASH, more just the superhero look that she has with full sleeves and stuff, and Dewdrop as well. And then Bianca Belair, I'm sure she made her own outfit, right? I think she makes her own ring
gear, it was just literally a normal ring gear she would wear with just a little more fabric.
Yeah,
which I liked that a lot because it didn't look different for her. Like literally, I looked at Bianca and I go, I could see her wear that Monday because it's, other than showing belly, it's no different.
Exactly. My one thing was like Alexa Bliss, though. We've been seeing these therapy segments for weeks and weeks, like her big return, and like on Raw this week, it's like apparently she's healed now. The therapist says you're good to go, and I thought at least, is this the return of maybe the older Alexa Bliss? But no, she still kind of comes out to the same ring gear, the little...
Not the goddess yet.
So yeah, exactly. So like, what's the point of all these therapy segments where she's borderline she's still just coming out to the more recent gear?
Well, because she can now function like a human being.
And then the newer theme music as well. It's like, come on, give me the old Alexa Bliss now.
Now, before we talk about this match, you talk about the women and their gear and everything. Did you notice what they did with Charlotte on the WrestleMania graphic?
I saw what you tweeted, yes.
So in case anybody missed this, because they were in Saudi and they can't show any skin on women, they literally colored in any skin on Charlotte Flair on the WrestleMania graphic. As you see here, they colored it in. Just MS Paint. Like, are you kidding me? You can't even show the skin on the graphic? Wow.
Shout out to WWE's social media team for photoshopping on the fly, probably.
No, it wasn't even the social media team. It's what they showed on television.
On the screen?
That screenshot. I took that screenshot from the broadcast.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they were showing the exact same graphics on the screen to the crowd. So they couldn't show Charlotte's skin. And because Ronda's graphics got her in a t-shirt and in the jacket, they were fine. Because if you also noticed originally the graphic for this woman's match had them in all their normal gear, but then today they had them in the gear they were wearing for today's show.
Oh,
sort of. I think the Alexa one was still her different a little bit, but everybody else was. Well, no, never mind. I'm wrong. Because now that I'm thinking about it, Liv was also wearing something different, but they still had all the women covered up on the graphic for this match.
Gotcha.
As far as the matches go, Liv Morgan and Nikki ASH started it off. Nikki slammed Morgan into the padding on the outside, but Morgan fired back and threw Nikki into a nearby pod. Also, shout out to Rhea Ripley looking like a complete badass when she walked into her pod and just started doing pull-ups. I'm like, oh, there we go. Even Carmella tweeted out, I may or may not have an obsession with Rhea Ripley. I'm like, wait, aren't you supposed to hate her right now on television?
Don't tell Corey. Corey Graves be like, what?
Maybe they can tie it into their new YouTube reality show.
Yeah. Oh my God, I saw the advertisement for that.
The only thing I could think of with that show is it's going to be some limited run show where in the end Corey says, I'm cleared. That's the only thing I can think of why they would do that and throw it on YouTube instead of trying to get it on like USA for a full season.
Unless it's like their attempt to like prove themselves that they have some sort of star power or
Maybe.
it's like a pilot. It's a test run. It's like, hey, see, we're just as entertaining as Miz and
Right.
Maurice. Give us our own show.
Also, shout out to Alexa Bliss for having a swing in her pod. To sit on the swing.
That's right. Yeah.
But where was I? So Nikki and Liv started fighting on the outside, but Morgan fired back and threw Nikki into a nearby pod. I think it was the Alexa pod they were fighting up next to. Nikki threw Morgan into the chain link, who sold it really well. Dewdrop then entered next. She acted like she wanted to team with Nikki before laying her out and squashing her into the chain link, and then taking down Liv Morgan as well. Dewdrop then hit the ring post when trying to charge at Nikki, leaving Nikki by herself. But out would come Rhea Ripley. Ripley would come out next. Dewdrop tried to attack her, but Ripley laid her out. Both Ripley and Nikki tried climbing the cage, with Ripley slamming Nikki's head into the fence. Nikki then fell, sending her crashing onto Liv Morgan and Dewdrop. The superhero was able to fly here, I guess you could say. Ripley took her back into the ring and pinned Nikki with a riptide, so Nikki was the first one eliminated. Alexa would then enter, and her and Liv Morgan went at it for a little while. Dewdrop pushed her off the post into a pod. Dewdrop then took out Ripley and Morgan. She took out Ripley and tried to take out Morgan. Morgan fired back with a sunset flip and pinned Dewdrop. Belair then entered the ring last, so Belair won the gauntlet match to enter last, but I still think Alexa got screwed. She didn't even get a chance to be in that gauntlet match, to be honest, but whatever. Mm-hmm. Ripley took out Bliss and Morgan. Once they hit stereo suplexes, Bianca and Ripley looked like they were going to work together, but that really didn't last too long. Bliss then took out Morgan with a twisted Bliss to eliminate her. Ripley then went with the riptide on Belair, but Bliss got involved. Belair hit the KOD on Rhea and eliminated her, leaving it just Bliss and Belair. The two went back and forth near the chain link fence at one time, where Belair powerbombed Bliss into the fence. Belair then missed a 450 splash. Bliss went for a DDT, but Belair managed to avoid it twice. At one point, Alexa just yelled, "Just give up!" And I'm like, "Give up? You don't have her in like a submission or anything." So okay. After some near falls and stuff, Bliss told her to give up. Belair then responded by hitting a KOD, pinning her and winning the match, earning herself a shot at the Raw Women's Championship, which we all knew was going to be her and Becky. Like, shout out to Lita having a great match tonight, but no one thought Lita was going to win that. So Bianca, Becky, WrestleMania, it's official. So now 3 matches are official for WrestleMania.
Which I'm very happy for, because we all know what happened at SummerSlam last year with Becky, or with Bianca. As far as we all felt like she got cheated out of the championship pretty quickly, that quick match with Becky and stuff. So, but listen, this is a good form of some long form storytelling here.
Yes.
It's like Becky comes back. She's been the heel. She's been beating the various competitors that she's been dealing with, fall and winter season here. And Bianca has kind of had to reestablish herself, a little bit of a journey as far as working her way back to the top. And so Bianca, I think they saw how good she was in the main event last year with Sasha Banks, so I think they know they can trust her to handle another main event here, and arguably this is a bigger challenger compared to Sasha, obviously with Becky Lynch. So I think they know, like, we could trust you doing a match with her, someone out of the non-4 horsewomen to challenge Becky. So I think this is a great opportunity for Bianca to really solidify her place in that women's division, and just as one of the current future big stars for WWE.
Yes.
So I think that match is going to be great. I cannot wait for it.
Now, I don't have faith that they'll do this, but I think Bianca needs to win.
I hope so. She needs to get her revenge for SummerSlam.
Like you said, like you said, Long's built out story where in the end she gets a redemption.
Yeah. But also that way, she can win, and then she can pick up where she left off last summer as the face of Raw. And then you hopefully maybe give something Becky to do. I mean, we all know Becky came back a little bit early from her maternity leave for SummerSlam. I think it was supposed to be October originally. So maybe, once she drops the title hypothetically to Bianca, maybe she can take some time off and go be a mom again for a little bit. That way we miss her.
Maybe.
Hopefully And hopefully, Bailey and Asuka will be back by then, and that could be some opponent for
Mhm.
Bianca. And so that way you can cycle out Becky for a little bit if she wants to be, to have some mom time. And then the newer faces that are back, like I said, Asuka or Bianca, that can be some great opponents for Bianca, for Bianca, and then Becky
Yeah,
can come back again in the near future. So, it's a good way, I think, rotating people to keep the matchups fresh.
exactly. Speaking of the women in WrestleMania, Ronda Rousey and Naomi against Sonya Deville and Charlotte. We know that it's Ronda and Charlotte at WrestleMania. And they did the whole stipulation. Ronda must have one hand or one arm tied behind her back at all time. Mainly it was just sitting at her side because the rope wasn't
Yes.
tight enough. But kudos to, even though she was having issues with that rope and stuff not being tight enough, she didn't let it hinder her. I didn't feel, at least.
Mhm.
And so this match was interesting, but to me, it was just a random match that really, it felt like it had no stakes at all. It really meant nothing to me. I don't know if you felt different about it.
I mean, I think if anything, it was just a stepping stone for setting up two
Mhm.
matches for WrestleMania: Naomi versus Sonya Deville, Ronda versus Charlotte. It, it was, yeah, I think it was a very throwaway match here, but I think the point was, like I said, it was just a filler
Mhm.
to WrestleMania. Hopefully, Naomi, will get her rematch with Sonya, and whatever stipulation they come up with, that that for Naomi, she gets her big win over Sonya and just solidifying in their very long story that's been playing out on SmackDown for months. And then Ronda and Charlotte, I mean, that's the match I think we're all looking forward to after her Royal Rumble win. So for Naomi though, I hope she gets this big moment at WrestleMania and gets a win over Sonya. Really, it'll be the rubber match because they had the match against each other on SmackDown not too long ago. This is the second match, and then the third match will be at
Mhm.
WrestleMania.
Right. And shout out to Ronda Rousey for wearing the gi, the judo gi, the same one that she wore in the Olympics in 2008, but not just that. Taking it one step further to call back to the Olympics, no makeup. Ronda also no makeup.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was like, oh, that's cool. Kind of like, because I think for the big shows, Ronda likes having like various makeup and
Because
stuff, like really
if
cool
you look at
looks
all the other
for her.
women, they were all done up except for Ronda.
Yeah,
And I felt it was a full callback to the Olympics of, you go out there, you wear your judo gi, you compete, you don't worry about how you look, you worry about how you compete. And I
you're
thought
ready to
that's what
fight.
what the whole Ronda thing was supposed to be tonight. Not
She
about
was just
looks, it's
in
about how I compete.
She's in fight mode, right?
Hmm.
Just kick some ass, get some, payback on Charlotte. So yeah, no, this match, like I think it just served its purpose for setting up storylines for WrestleMania. That's all this was. It was a filler. It's and the right call here was
Oh
Sonya
yeah.
eating the pin here. Charlotte looks strong, and Ronda just staring at her. So like after she pinned Charlotte, she was just staring at her. So it's just adding some tension for their matchup.
The match starts out Sonya Deville and Ronda Rousey, and Sonya immediately reveals, "Hey, my arm's okay. Let's fight." And I thought it was a missed opportunity on commentary because they said everybody here that's been watching, WWE programming recently knows Sonya Deville as an authority figure, but she's got a great background as a WWE superstar. I felt it was a missed opportunity to say, and a former MMA fighter going up
Yep.
against Ronda Rousey. But I did, and
Mhm.
maybe I missed it, but I didn't hear him say it
Nah, they don't really tap into that much
because she
lately.
even did the whole, like, throwing the good punches and all that kind of, like, the
Yeah,
shadow boxing. I'm like, ooh,
yeah.
bring it up. Former MMA fighter versus former MMA fighter. One's better than the other for sure.
One had to leave MMA fight and go into Tough Enough, right? It's how happens. Remember Sonya Deville? Yeah, I
Right.
remember that. So
But
no, yeah, credibility for her.
yeah. But again, they wrapped Rousey's arm around her back. Naomi was tagged in quickly, and Deville cut her off by pushing her into the turnbuckle. Naomi countered and tagged in Ronda, who quickly took down Sonya. Charlotte tried to interfere and drove Rousey into the turnbuckle. At one point, Charlotte tagged in, and as soon as Ronda was about to go after her, she jumped back on the apron and said, "Nope, nope, nope," and then got in, tagged herself right back out. Eventually, Rousey finally freed herself and made the hot tag to Naomi after she was kind of like pinned on the other side of the ring. She then took Charlotte to the outside and hit a corkscrew plancha. Naomi, that is. Naomi took Charlotte back into the ring, but Charlotte cut Naomi off with a power bomb. Charlotte put a figure 8 on, and Rousey broke it up. Rousey tagged back in and took out Sonya Deville with the Piper's Pit, the Samoan drop move. She then latched on the arm breaker. Charlotte literally looks and goes, I'm good just standing here. She really did that. She waved her off. I'll watch you tap out. And she just watched Sonya tap out and didn't care about taking a loss in the record books.
My thing once, Sonya Deville, I liked her outfit as well. I was like, man, like her and Rhea Ripley should be like a tag team or something. They got kind of like similar looks. But let me ask you this, just hypothetically, a little fantasy booking, looking ahead. As we just touched on, Sonya Deville probably versus Naomi at WrestleMania. Naomi wins. Maybe they have a stipulation, like Sonya puts her authority figure position on the line to get the match with Naomi. Naomi wins. What do you do with Sonya Deville after that? Do you have her go back to just competing on the roster, or maybe send her to NXT as the new William Regal down there as an authority figure? Maybe reestablish her relationship, friendship with Mandy Rose. Like I think there could be something fun, because we notice more people have been coming from the main roster to NXT 2.0. So I'm kind of like curious where you go with next with Sonya Deville, because I feel like, okay, the authority figure, it's kind of ran its course a little bit on TV, on the main show, main roster. So could she be like an authority figure in NXT 2.0?
I do agree that the authority figure thing has kind of ran its course on the main roster, but at the same time, I think she's absolutely perfect in that role. I think she's amazing. Which goes back to, she does have some training in acting. So that helps as well. And so, like, I don't know how much, I assume she wants to wrestle. I don't know what she likes doing better, what she would prefer. I'm not going to speak for her because I don't know. But I don't hate the idea of her going down to NXT and being like, hey, there's a lot of, chaos going down here. We had a guy before that couldn't control it. Now I got to step in and control things. That's the whole thing with Regal in his last little run there, was he couldn't control the roster. He brought in Samoa Joe, and that didn't work. Well, what happened? He got fired. Now they need somebody else to control these kids.
Yeah. And then, we got people from Raw and SmackDown showing up unannounced, attacking them. So, yeah, get an authority figure just to kind of put everyone in their place.
I wouldn't hate it.
Down for that. Yeah, absolutely.
Going forward, another thing I didn't hate was Drew McIntyre versus Riddick Moss. Hopefully Riddick Moss didn't freaking mess up his neck. Holy crap. So during this match, I was half watching, half making a breakfast burrito, and Nick sends me a message and was like, dude. And I go, what? And he's like, Madcap Moss just got spiked on his head. And I'm like, wait, what did I miss? So I rewound it really fast. I go, holy crap. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, it wasn't just he got dropped on his head. He got spiked. And his neck compressed up into his shoulders.
That was scary.
Very scary. But basically, this whole match was nothing more than to build towards what I believe is going to be Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin at WrestleMania. That's all this was.
No, I don't want this. I don't want this. Drew McIntyre deserves better. He does not should be, having this match with Happy Corbin. But for the match itself, I would say for Madcap Moss, as goofy as this whole character's been on SmackDown, just telling the goofy dad jokes and whatnot. His matches with Drew at day one and here tonight, he has been holding he holds his own. I respect that his athleticism shows. He's been working really tough, and he is a talented guy, so I give him credit.
Also, I was thrown off a little bit when they played a Madcap Moss theme song that I have never heard, and it starts off with joke, 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 and I go, what the hell was that?
I know. Yeah.
I was like, he's got his own theme song? I thought he just came out to Corbin's theme song, but no, it was really joke, 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 and I'm like, what did I miss here?
What is up with WWE or Vince McMahon coming up with all these guys' theme songs? They need like some little thing in the beginning, Ricochet with the pew,
right?
Or they always need like one little thing, like a sound effect or a voice that like set off the theme song. I don't know. It's just kind of like a crutch they rely
Hey,
on.
you go all the way back to CM Punk. They're the ones that added the static to the beginning of his theme.
That's right.
That's
Yeah,
not in
yeah.
the original version of the song,
Yeah,
but
cult
it's
of
so
personality.
iconic to
Yeah,
CM Punk. AEW stole that and used it as well.
I know. Yeah. Totally. So, but no. So yeah, Madcap loses again to Drew, so it doesn't make sense them having another match. But as we saw, Happy Corbin really just interfering the whole time.
Yeah.
So it really
Oh,
was
yeah.
a handicap match for Drew. So on top of the two of them taking out Drew at day one with the neck and stuff, it's obviously setting up match for Drew and Happy Corbin to get revenge there. But I was telling you off the air, like Drew just deserves so much better. He is, former WWE champion. I feel like WrestleMania, I want to have like a big opponent matchup there, but he's taking a Happy Corbin. It's like, oh, come on, man.
Hey, I'm not opposed. I mean, it could be a pretty okay to good match. And then maybe you get him that big win at WrestleMania over Corbin. And I know people are going to go, that ain't considered a big win. Yeah, a little bit. But you get that win, and then he goes, all right, I finished off with those jokers. Now I'm getting serious. Roman, where are you at?
Yeah, that can maybe set up something for, potentially maybe SummerSlam or something. But I do want to give a little tease. Nothing confirmed yet, but I might be recording an interview with Drew McIntyre this coming Friday.
Yeah.
So I'll keep you guys posted. I got the email yesterday. I'm waiting for confirmation. So nothing confirmed yet. But yeah, my buddy Drew McIntyre, it'd be like the millionth time I've interviewed Drew in the last couple years. But so I'm looking forward to that. So obviously I can touch on, did he check on Madcap Moss's neck after that match or whatnot. But yeah, he's going to be promoting his autobiography. Well, the paperback, paperback version that's coming out. That's
Okay, gotcha.
Promoting. Yeah, so be fun. So yeah, cannot wait.
There's really not too much more to talk about with this match, like we stated. A lot of handicap, back and forth. McIntyre trying to fight off both guys, where in the end, McIntyre drilled Moss with the Claymore while holding up the sword and pinned him to pick up the victory. As Corbin kind of just watched on like, oh, crap, now what? Do I have to fight this guy next?
That was bad. I mean, Corbin coming right after him. He takes the sword and just swings it. like he's flinging the sword around in the ring. And then I thought it was a badass finish, though. He was holding the sword, hit the Claymore on Madcap while holding it. It was like he was like going to battle.
Did you hear his new nickname from Michael Cole, Drew?
Which one?
Michael Cole called him the Smackdown Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
Smackdown Warrior. Okay, I think has he said that before?
Not that I've noticed, but maybe I just haven't been paying attention. But I heard it loud and clear tonight. The Smackdown Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
All right, I gotta use that for the interview. Joining me right now, the Smackdown Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
I heard Michael Cole say it loud and clear on this broadcast.
Okay.
So this is then when we got some people did and some people didn't get the Miz promo backstage where he said, I need to call up an A-lister to help me out against Ray and Dominic. They then showed WWE Superstars. This was an interesting one. They showed WWE Superstars in Jeddah doing like a Be a Star rally campaign with the Special Olympics. And they showed Drew over there hanging out with all the kids. And then it cuts to a shot of Madcap dancing with the kids. And I go, he's supposed to be a heel? Him and Drew working the same Be a Star rally? Okay, whatever.
Kayfabe, it's gone, man. It's completely out the window.
But they did bring their two best PR people, Titus O'Neil and Natalia, to work that event as well. So good on them.
Yeah.
We then had Becky Lynch versus Lita. I got to say, really good on Lita, but also give a shout out to Dark Sheik and the people up there at Hood Slam for helping Lita get ready for this match. Not only did they help her get ready for this match, but we saw them in Lita's training video as well. They actually filmed her training with the Hood Slam people up there in Oakland. That was really cool that they used that footage of her actual training and not just like took her down to the PC and had her do some training things there for the vignette, but they brought a camera up and trained her where she was actually training at, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I mean, great publicity for, Hood Slam, one of our top wrestling promotions here in the Bay Area. Tim, one of these days, you got to come up here.
Oh, yeah.
And we got to go to Hood Slam. And actually, I was at the West Coast Pro Wrestling Show last Friday and talked to some of the guys who do Hood Slam stuff. I think they're working on trying to get another show. Actually, they do have an outdoor show coming up.
Oh,
It's like
nice.
a little three-day weekend in Oakland. Exodus, Bay Area zone, thrash legends. Exodus are playing one day. Hood Slam's gonna have another day performing outside in the street. So follow Hood Slam on social media for all the details, but it's gonna be like a cool 3-day outdoor event on the street. So yeah, Hood Slam Wrestling's gonna be there. And they had a show a few months ago, like at an old abandoned, I think, train station in West Oakland, and they had like a couple thousand people showed up. So Hood Slam, huge draw here in the Bay Area, huge following, and so yeah, very cool that Lita works with them. Lita does live out here in the Bay Area, San Francisco. So yeah, that's cool that they got some love from WWE.
Friday, March 4th.
Okay, awesome. Oh, okay. That's gonna be awesome. Exodus. I might have to go.
Says Friday, March 4th, $25 tickets, Castro and 3rd Street.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Right there, downtown
Mhm.
Oakland. So awesome. Okay. I
Seeing if
gotta check it out. I want
See
to
if
see.
there's anything
Is that
else.
is that Friday? It's a Friday night. That
Friday,
one.
7 p.m.
Okay, and then Exodus, I think, is Saturday or Sunday. I don't know if you can see on the same. If it's
Because
like
I'm
the
on their
same flyer.
Facebook,
Okay.
and it says upcoming
yeah.
events, and it's the only one listed right now.
Okay. Yeah, for them, yes, they've been kind of doing like one at a time.
Mhm.
So, because their first show back was a few months ago in
November,
West
yeah.
Oakland. Yeah. So before, from what I've heard, they're trying to figure things out with the venue or maybe a new venue and stuff. So they're trying to figure things out right now. So that's why, because before they were doing like at least once a month, if not every Friday in Oakland. So I think they gotta get a new venue or something like that.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Don't quote me on it, but yeah, they're working things out. They want to come back. So in the meantime, check out the outdoor show. See Exodus on the same weekend. And yeah, be fun weekend in Oakland.
Yeah, right now this is the only thing they have listed on their Facebook. Let me do one last quick flip over here. Let's go here, see if it says anything else. February 15th. What is this one? No, yeah. So the only thing they're hyping up is that March 4th show.
Okay.
They've got Nicole Savoy versus Brittany Wonder. Hip Hop Harry versus Trisha Dora.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's all that's been announced. So they also have, I've never heard of these two guys. Finau, Finau versus D-Rogue.
I'm looking right now. Yeah, Juicy Finale. Oh yeah,
Juicy
Finale.
That's right. Yeah,
Juicy
yeah.
Finale. Sorry, yeah,
It's
no,
the way the text is, I couldn't read it right.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now on Instagram. Yeah, it's Juicy Finale.
Okay, I know what that is. Never mind.
Yeah, Juicy is awesome. He just tagged with Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen him wrestle.
Yeah, yeah.
West Coast Pro Show.
Juicy's on. D-Rogue, awesome as well. So yeah, no, I'm looking right now at the.
But if you guys have never watched a Hood Slam show, you're in for a treat if you ever watch one. They are wild.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you explain it? The circus, I guess you could say.
It's
if they had pro wrestling at the circus.
Yeah, like a cartoon. They don't take themselves too seriously. Some of the characters a little more over top gimmicks, and it's much more goofy and laid back. So there's some comedic stuff, but there are some more serious. I mean, it's a whole show. Yeah. You gotta check it out to see it.
But as far as Becky versus Lita does go, I think Lita looked phenomenal in this match. Crowd loved Lita. They got multiple "This is awesome" chants during this match as well. Crowd was great here. I want to say this may be one of the better Saudi crowds that they've had.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I noticed like on Twitter, a lot of people were commenting like, "This crowd is hot." Like compared to like back here in America, some of these WWE shows, the fans are just very quiet and just are not getting into it. These people over there in Saudi Arabia were so engaged and and cheering and booing appropriately. Like, no, that kudos to them.
Because even in the past, we've seen the Saudi crowds be kind of like hit and miss.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
So for this crowd, I think maybe it was because I know the first couple of Saudi shows, it was a lot of the government brought in their people to entertain them and say, "Hey, we brought this show for you. Come here and watch this." And you got a lot of people that probably aren't wrestling fans, and especially that first one they did where you could see the people just sitting there. Yeah, I was told to come here, but But now it does feel like there were more actual fans at this show.
Absolutely.
So the two went back.
It's good.
So Lita and Becky went back and forth early on, and Lita teased a twist of fate, but Becky cut her off and pummeled her with punches. Lynch then hit a leg drop and applied a sleeper hold. Lita fought out and hit a monkey flip. Lynch then took Lita to the apron and leg dropped Lita again for a near fall. Lita then dropped Lynch with a DDT. Lita and Lynch traded punches as Lita connected with a crossbody off the middle rope. Traded near falls, and there was a weird spot where Lynch got up, then suddenly just fell as Lita went for the sleeper. Not sure exactly what happened there. Lynch went to the top rope, but Lita then took her out with a head scissor takedown and a twist of fate for a near fall. Lita went to go for the moonsault, but Becky cut her off and hit a disarmer. Then the manhandle slam. 1-2. Lita got her foot on the ropes. Lynch then responded by slamming Lita's face right into the mat. She went for a moonsault, but Lita missed. Lita then hit the twist of fate again, then a moonsault, and Becky kicked out. Lita then grabbed Lynch, but Lynch hit a second manhandle slam, pinned Lita, and picked up the victory. So Lita does win here. Alexa, and my Alexa's going off for some reason. Alexa, stop.
Not Bliss.
Right?
Sorry.
But great match. I thought this was a really good match. And then afterwards, Becky leaves with the belt. Lita gets out of the ring. Crowd starts. I don't know if this was a planned spot or not, but Lita gets out of the ring like she's ready to leave. Crowd starts chanting for Lita, and they play her music so she gets back into the ring. I feel like that may have been an improvised spot. Could be wrong, but why would she have gotten out of the ring just to get back into the ring and, hype to the crowd or whatever?
Yeah, I'm sure it was probably like on the fly. I'm sure like one of the refs or whoever's ringside probably said, "Hey, go back in." Like the crowd.
You got a great reaction after that match.
Yeah, exactly. So the crowd was probably reacting, and probably whoever in gorilla position was like, "Hey, let's eat this up," and so take advantage of this opportunity. So probably made the call like, "Hey, tell her to go back in the ring." So she went back in, played the music. So it was a great send off for her. I'm not sure if that's a sign that this is one and done for her.
So she did do an interview this week that says she has nothing planned for WWE past the show.
Okay, that makes sense because also I saw like on the WrestleCon website in Dallas, WrestleMania weekend, she's going to be appearing there. So she is going to be in Dallas for WrestleMania. Now, there's a lot of people going to be in Dallas just taking advantage of that opportunity of so many people, wrestling fans in one area. But nonetheless, that's a non-WWE event. So I can see, she probably doesn't have anything else lined up with WWE in the books. But I would love to see her come back or just in general. Because, like the men's roster, they rely so much on the legends to make one-offs or short runs. The women's division, I think they can do that to a certain extent.
I don't see why not.
Lita, maybe Trish, Michelle McCool looked great in the Royal Rumble.
Hell,
I think they could start using some of those the female talent from over the years for one-off matches with the current talent.
Molly Holly's there every week working as a producer.
Yeah, challenge Nikki ASH. Battle
Also,
superheroes.
Michael Wallace in the YouTube chat says they've been calling him Drew. That is the SmackDown Warrior for about a month.
Gotcha. I thought so. Yeah,
I hadn't noticed it,
which is cool. I like it. SmackDown Warrior. Yeah,
but
cool.
With this Becky Lynch victory, it does confirm, like we talked about earlier, the third match announced for WrestleMania. Raw Women's Championship on the line. Becky Lynch defending against Bianca Belair. Then as we move forward, Viking Raiders come down to the ring for what was supposed to be SmackDown Tag Team title match. They're walking down to the ring, and they're walking slowly, like they're waiting for something. They're doing the whole, raid. But they're walking very slowly down the ramp. Like I'm like, why are they taking their time? This match going to be short? Because I'm looking at the clock and I go, I know they got to be off by the top of the hour. There's only 45 minutes left in this show. What the hell? And as they get to the bottom of the ramp, boom, Usos attack. Usos attack them. Usos lay him out. I didn't think it was that big of a beatdown, but I guess the Usos laid him out enough to where the referee said they can't compete. So the match just didn't happen.
Was this like a time issue? You're like, oh crap, we got to get out of here at a certain time.
I don't think so.
Cut this off.
I don't know, because the show ended with like 8 minutes left till the top of the hour. You could have got a 3-minute match and 4-minute match in here.
Which, unless they're like, oh crap, we have nothing planned for the Usos for WrestleMania. Let's make this their opponent. So
I feel
let's just
possibly. I feel
kill
like
this off.
I feel like they probably never had a plan to do this match. You flew him over there just for nothing.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Think about that. If you're the Viking Raiders, you flew all the way over to Saudi Arabia just to get beat up at the ramp and not have an actual match there. But I mean, I'm sure they got paid. But still, it's like, that's it? Come on. Oh well.
So there's about 45 minutes left in the show, and we start getting the video package for the main event, the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship. Everybody makes their way out to the ring. Brock's the last one to come out to get in his pod. Excuse me. And the match starts off, Seth Rollins, Austin Theory. And if this match didn't tell you that they have big plans, or at least see Austin Theory as a future star, I don't know what else to tell you. Because they're not going to let Austin Theory actually attempt to pin Brock Lesnar in this match if they didn't see something in him. And it wasn't no fluke. He fell on Brock. He hit him with a nice DDT and tried to pin him. After doing what I've never seen before in Elimination Chamber, climb all the way to the top and try to get out. I've never seen that, and I loved it. I thought
that was great.
I'm like, how? Because you always go into a match like Elimination Chamber and you go, what can they do that we've never seen before? I've never seen someone try to actually literally climb out the top.
Was it a couple years ago with the tag team chamber match where was it Lince Dorado fell from the top? Remember he was hanging from the top?
Yeah, we've seen Morrison do that before as well.
Yeah, so listen, you're kind of limited based on the structure itself. It's like, what are some new things that have been done before? So yeah, no, it was great to see something different. Yeah. And I was kind of thinking to myself, okay, if he escapes, this is not like a steel cage match.
That's what I was thinking too. What happens? Does Brock?
What happens?
Does Brock literally pull the chain off the wall or whatever and then go after him?
Reaches, go get over here. But I mean, it's like I'm just thinking, if he tries to escape, I mean, for him, it just shows instead of winning the WWE Championship, he's more scared of Brock Lesnar and rather leave
Wouldn't you
the championship match. Like, screw this. I don't care about the title. I'm scared of Brock Lesnar. I don't want.
Did you not see the Pat McAfee interview where 30 seconds in he broke the table?
Dude, I watched that whole interview. That was
great.
Just how laid back and just his fun of a personality Brock Lesnar is. I check it out. It's like about 45 minutes total interview.
Yeah, it's like 42 to 45 minutes, something like that.
I want to get the seasoning now. He had the Brock Lesnar seasoning. Butchers. Yeah, I was like, I want to try some of that stuff now. His Stone Cold impression. What?
You got a good Austin impression though.
And the give me 5, give me 10, give me 10. The auctioneer voice.
He could do the freaking auctioneer thing like perfectly.
So, no, it's awesome. That was a great interview. Just shows how cool Brock Lesnar probably is to hang out with and stuff. So, but yeah, I can see. But even still, he almost ripped Pat McAfee's studio apart. Like he took the headphones through it,
threw them up into the rafters.
Yeah. So no, Brock Lesnar, he's the alpha of our species. So
the alpha male of our species.
Exactly.
The match starts off with Seth Rollins and Austin Theory. Theory hit a back suplex and a fisherman's suplex, but Rollins kicked out at 1. I think it was like a 1.5. Rollins connected with a super kick and through Theory, basically gave him a buckle bomb through the pod where Bobby Lashley was standing. And Bobby Lashley gets knocked down and basically knocked out. They tried to play it up of Bobby Lashley wasn't paying attention to what was going on in the ring. He was looking at Brock Lesnar and got, sideswiped. And so the match keeps going on. And all of a sudden the cage door opens and in comes Adam Pearce and some referees and some doctors, and they're looking at Bobby. And you literally see them. And either he really got hurt, I don't know. Either he really got hurt or they really played this up doing the concussion protocol, because they had the doctor not just in there looking at him with the light, flashing it in his eyes and everything like you do when you're checking if someone got a concussion. Like they went that far in to play it up and everything. So hopefully it was all being played up and it wasn't a real injury. Because like I said, when we've seen stuff like this before where they do like a fake concussion in a match, I don't remember them actually having the real doctor go in there, flash the light in the eyes and really, you know what I mean? Like go that far into trying to tell this story.
I kind of wonder. Well, one, I thought my initial reaction to, okay, they're doing this angle to write off Bobby, keep him look strong, not lose or eat a pin in this match where he's going to obviously drop the title.
Mhm.
But I kind of wonder, you know, they go to Saudi Arabia. I kind of wonder if they have a limited staff that goes over. So maybe what you just mentioned, normally you don't see the doctor go out there because they have other people go out there. But maybe since they have a limited staff, they're like, all right, the doctor's here. You actually got to go out there and play the role of doctor checking.
Well, it wasn't
on
even
him.
the doctor went out there. Like we've seen plenty of times, like the ringside physician checks on the wrestler. But I don't think I've ever seen them go as far as to have like the light they're flashing in the wrestler's eyes to check them and all that, like go that in depth with like doing an actual check. You know what I mean?
Yeah, really sell it then. Sell it. Like go out there and sell that. Yeah, Bobby's really hurt. And yeah, check this out. So I'm sure we'll see what happens on Raw this coming week. What's next for Bobby? But yeah,
I do have to say, if you guys saw the quote going around today that Kenny Omega said that Cody was on a flight to Saudi Arabia, according to Mike Johnson of PW Insider, Cody was spotted today at the Orlando International Airport within the last hour.
What?
That's
really?
According to Mike Johnson of PW Insider. He says, quote, we have heard from someone who says they spotted in Florida at the Orlando International Airport within the last hour. Cody Rhodes was not in Saudi Arabia today. This goes in line with what Justin Barrasso, and I take what Justin Barrasso from Sports Illustrated reports as, because sometimes he's right, sometimes he's wrong, more times he's kind of just like, eh. But he did state that there was a belief that Cody was going to travel to the PC this weekend to film his vignettes.
Oh, yeah.
Now, again, Barrasso has reported some things that not been true and were kind of iffy even when he first reported them. So that's why sometimes when Justin Barrasso reports something, I don't really take it myself. But if this is true and Mike Johnson's not just being screwed with by somebody, Cody was seen in Orlando today at the airport.
Wow. Okay. So hopefully that means his appearance is coming soon then to WWE.
Or at least the hype videos or whatever they're going to do.
Wow. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so fascinated how you're going to handle Cody Rhodes. Because, like, do you book him strong out of the gates, take advantage of this? You took someone from the opposing company, but do you book him super strong?
You have to.
Yeah. Or I just worry that they won't because they were like, listen, we don't want someone from the competition be booked on the same level as our guys. Like,
no. Cody needs to be shot to the moon because here's why. If Cody is booked very well and is happy, when other people's contract in AEW come up, like for example, MJF, they can then look at Cody and go, well, if you're doing well there, if you're happy there, maybe I should give it a chance. Leave AEW, go get a 3-year contract there and see how I feel about it. You use Cody well to entice others to jump.
Absolutely. No, I hear what you're saying. That's even Wardlow, right? They were interested in Wardlow. Jade Cargill. I mean,
well, they offered her a deal and she turned it down.
Yeah. So, no, it'd be good from a PR standpoint for WWE. It's like we think a lot of AEW talent don't want to come near us. So let's use Cody as the example that, hey, we'll treat you good. So it's going to be interesting, man, see how they're going to book Cody. I am so fascinated by this, especially on a week where Stone Cold is rumored to be coming back.
Right.
Like, that should be the biggest story ever. But no, we got this Cody Rhodes story taking place. So, yeah, I'm very fascinated by this whole thing.
And in the Twitch chat since Saturday says, and please no Stardust. Oh, no. If he doesn't want to do the Stardust character, they're not going to make him. They're going to give him almost basically anything he wants, I feel like. Again, you got to make sure he's happy so others see it and possibly want to jump as well.
Absolutely.
So they're dealing with Bobby Lashley here as we get back to the match. And all of a sudden, they just walk out with Lashley. And I go, wait, what, huh? Two things could have happened here. This is the plan, and for some reason, they got to keep Bobby looking strong, which I'll talk about later, why I think maybe they got to keep him strong. Or he legit got hurt. Because they did state on commentary, it looked like he may have, when he took that, shot from Austin Theory from Seth Rollins, could have hit the back of his head on the steel, beam guardrail thing that's there in the back of the pod. So there is a slight, and I haven't seen, while you were talking, was looking up to see if anybody reported anything. I haven't seen anybody say anything about Bobby Lashley and either why he was removed from the match or if he actually did get hurt or not. So no one's saying anything yet. But I honestly could see it being both, one or the other. Not just, oh yeah, they just pulled him from the match. No, the way he did, fall back when he took that buckle bomb shot or whatever from Austin Theory, he could have legit hit his head hard enough to where he hit his head and goes, yeah, I don't feel good. Something's up. But it all did happen also so quickly that it did seem planned.
Yeah.
So it did happen really quick. You got taken down, refs, doctors in there checking on you, boom, you're out. It was within like a minute time span, 2 minutes max. So as we move forward, first person comes out of their pod, and it's Riddle. He hit an exploder and a running senton. This is when they pulled Lashley out of the match. And again, I feel like another reason why I think it could be storyline, none of the other wrestlers missed a beat and was like, whoa, what's happening? That's the other thing that makes me think it's probably storyline wise, because it didn't seem like anyone like stopped to look and go, why is he being pulled? What's going on here? Like they
look like they, they look confused and have to recall the match on the fly. Yeah.
No one looked like they were not expecting it. So Rollins hit a reverse suplex. Lashley was then again taken out as AJ Styles was the next one to come in. Styles remained in control as he went to do something with Riddle on the top rope, but Rollins fought him. They eventually turned this into a Tower of Doom spot with Theory taking out Styles and Rollins, but Riddle connected with a floating bro. Riddle started to do Randy Orton's mannerisms. And then we get the next who's supposed to come in. And it's the pod that Lashley was in and Brock Lesnar's pod. And this boom, 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 boom stops. On Bobby Lashley's pod, nothing going on. No one to come in. I'm thinking, okay, they're going to have a replacement. No one's going to come out. They're just going to whatever. And then Brock says, fuck it. And just breaks his pod and gets into the match. And he's goes straight after Seth, hits Seth with an F5, takes him out. I'm like, whoa. 20 seconds in, and he's already eliminating people. And before I can even say that to myself, Riddle's gone. 2 guys gone in 45, 60 seconds. I'm like, holy crap. He looks at AJ, and I go, bye-bye, AJ. And they wait a minute, and then bye-bye, AJ. So they didn't do 3 straight in a row. They did 3, 60-second pause or so, and then boom. And then Austin Theory realizes, oh, crap. I'm locked into this thing with Brock Lesnar. I need to run. And I haven't said it before. I think Austin Theory is freaking fantastic. Not only is Austin Theory a great wrestler, he's got great comedic timing, but his facial expressions are some of the best we see, like, right now, I would say, in any WWE. He's got some of the best facial expressions and knows when to, like, I don't know if he's got an acting background or anything, but he seems like he may, just by the way he does things.
Yeah, I think for him, this was a great opportunity. He got a big rub, obviously, to go one-on-one with Brock in the match and have a pinfall attempt, as you mentioned earlier. But also, I think for him, it shows, maybe his time in NXT with The Way and Johnny Gargano. I'm sure he probably learned a lot of good stuff there. And all the segments that they did together and the comedic timing in the ring. So I'm sure all that stuff really helped put a great foundation together for him to, his time on the main roster so far. He's been able to kind of keep that momentum going of what he learned down there. So it was a good learning experience, I'm sure, for NXT to apply now to Raw and on a very big stage with Brock Lesnar in the ring. So he did his role. He did the job that was asked for him. So he did a great job. So I'm sure they have big plans for Austin Theory over the next year or two.
So Austin Theory, like I said, realizes, oh crap, I'm in here with Brock Lesnar. So he starts running, and Brock runs after him, which was great to see. Because literally he's running like around the ring. but he's like shimmying between the pods and the turnbuckles, and Brock just right through with him, which is funny because there was a spot when Brock first entered the cell or the cage, whatever you want to call it, where he went up to like AJ Styles' pod and he like kind of shimmied between it, almost like he got stuck. So I'm like, oh, is Brock really gonna follow? Yup, Brock's following him right, same path, and Brock's just running it like nothing. Finally, Austin Theory low blows Brock Lesnar, giving him an opportunity to land a dropkick and a DDT. Well, no, first he tried to climb out of the cage. Wait, no. The DDT was first. That's right. I have this mixed up here in my notes here, but the DDT did come first. He hit the low blow, DDT, and again, got a 2, not just like tried to pin Brock and Brock immediately kicks out. It was 1-2. Hell of a rub right there. So he realizes, oh crap, nope, I can't keep this guy down. Maybe I got to try to leave the cage. And like you said earlier, what happens if someone actually climbs out and leaves? What do you do next? I have no clue. But he's like 3/4 of the way out of the chamber, up top, all the way up top. And Brock pulls him back down, throws him on his shoulder, and stands up on the top of the pod. Then what does he do? Gives him a freaking F5 off the pod. Hopefully Austin Theory didn't break his ankle because he landed hard and like looked like he rolled his ankle a little bit when he came down. I mean, you ain't taking a flat chest bump from that, but again, there's not really a good bump you can take from that. You could try and take a decent bump, but whew. This then led to Brock climbing down and pinning him and picking up the victory. Brock Lesnar, WWE champion. Not much more to say.
Yeah, so what? All 4 eliminations in this match. So
yeah,
very
all
strong
the pins.
Yeah, very strong booking for Brock Lesnar here, and Bobby Lashley, whether it's a shooter or not, if he's injured, he still looks strong. I am bummed seeing Bobby Lashley only have a 3-week title reign. Like I'm like, and now I'm kind of confused. Like, what do you do next for Bobby Lashley as far as WrestleMania goes? I feel like he's the odd man out here. I mean, all the chips are going in on Brock versus Roman, champion versus champion. And now there's a lot of people on the outside looking in. It's like, oh, what do you do everyone else here? As we mentioned earlier, Drew probably gonna have Happy Corbin. Bobby Lashley, what's next for him? I don't know. I mean, maybe Seth Rollins, because Seth was the one who kind of threw Austin Theory at him and caused him to get hurt. I don't know. I feel kind of bad for Bobby Lashley though. Like, what do you do next for him?
Yeah.
So
I mean, now I need to talk about what I said earlier on why I thought maybe they needed to keep Bobby Lashley strong. Maybe, yes, they are pitching very hard. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, title, champion versus champion, title for title. But that's and I've thought for a while now, night 2 main event. What if night 1 is Brock versus Bobby for the title? Bobby can say, I got pulled from that match. I never lost. I want a legit shot to get the title back before you face Roman. You could still have Roman, but maybe you don't go into there as the champion because I want one more shot. So then you do Bobby versus Brock night 1 at WrestleMania.
I love that idea. I think that's a great idea, especially because you think about to the build up for Royal Rumble. Everyone was super excited. Finally, Brock versus Bobby. The match overall, I think a lot of people had positive reviews, enjoyed it. And I think a lot of people were craving for a rematch already. So I think Bobby, they're trying to position Bobby almost at that level of Brock and Roman as far as the way they book him and treat him. I think that'd be a great way to keep Bobby busy or give him something to do that's a very high level matchup there for him. I think he deserves that. So I love that idea. Bobby can, and they've been going back and forth, on Raw the last few weeks and stuff. So it kind of writes itself. Bobby and MVP can come out and be like, hey man, he got eliminated. Brock, you beat everyone else, but except Bobby here. So if you're a man, put that title on the line, rematch, night 1 WrestleMania, winner of that fights Roman the next. I like that. I think that's a great way. You keep Bobby, give him something very compelling to do.
Only other thing I can see is he tries to get the match with Brock. They tell him no, so then he wants Seth because Seth is technically the one that threw Austin Theory into him that got him pulled out of the match.
Yeah.
That's the only other thing I can see for Bobby Lashley right now is either Roman or Seth Rollins. Anything else is kind of just like a step down for Bobby Lashley. No offense to anybody else, but to me, a step down for Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing too. Is like, what do you do for Seth Rollins next? I mean, I think the rumor or what people want for AJ is like Edge. So Seth Rollins.
That match has been pitched, but nothing official. A lot of things have been pitched for Mania and not agreed upon yet. So
yeah, I for Seth Rollins, you can say that as well. So like, what do you do with him now come WrestleMania?
I mean, I think Shane wanted to face him at one point. Now Shane's gone. Yeah, and that was considered the major non-title match of the show for one of the nights.
God. No, please not. No, but so no, I like that idea you brought up. Yeah, Bobby Lashley, Brock Night 1, winner faces Roman, and that way, and then Brock wins. So that way they're both 1-1. You know what I mean? They both have one win over each other. Excuse me. And then like hypothetically, you know, Roman, Brock or night 2, winner takes all. Let's say Roman wins and he becomes a double champion, and then Brock maybe goes away for a while, or maybe they have a third match, Brock versus Bobby, and that could be maybe the SummerSlam matchup or something. It could be the rubber match there. Yeah. Between the two of them. What do you think though for Roman and Brock, if it's champion versus champion, winner take all and the winner just has 2 belts, or is there unification?
2 belts.
Be 2 belts.
I think it's 2 belts and you're on both shows.
Yep.
Roman Reigns on both shows.
Roman, pleases both Fox and USA. Yep. The star power there.
So a couple updates here since we've been live. According to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, the SmackDown Tag Team title match not actually happening was always the plan. So that's good to see. That it's not like maybe someone got hurt today and they had to cancel it, or they didn't time the show out properly. No, that was always the plan. Also, according to PW Insider, the word is that Madcap Moss is fine. So that's good to hear as well. That he was checked out backstage by medical, seemed to be fine, but was said that they're going to check him out again. Because, you know, in the moment, he may still be full of that adrenaline from the match. And so, seem fine even to the doctor. But then, like, a day or two later, may start to have the feeling. So, maybe they'll check him out again this week. But at the moment after the match, he seemed to be fine.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Good.
And according to Sean Ross Sapp, he also stated, I would not put any stock into the Cody Airport story.
Okay.
So, like I said earlier, unless Mike Johnson was being fooled by somebody who technically could have just, because honestly, he could have just had a reader write in and go, I saw Cody at the airport, and then he ran with it with no context or confirmation. So, I don't know.
Okay, so he's talking about airport, the Orlando airport.
I don't know, because I also heard the thing, was it yesterday? Cody was in Portland. Why would Cody be at the Portland airport for?
I thought it was Poland.
Oh, was it Poland? Maybe I read it wrong. Like, my dyslexia, I read it wrong. I thought it said Portland. Maybe it was Poland.
I thought it was Poland. Like he, flew from America to Europe and then.
Let me look it up then.
Switch flights from Poland to.
That would make more sense. Yeah, it was Poland. I read it as Portland because I was like, why does Cody need to be in Portland? And why would anybody care if Cody's in Portland?
But yeah, it was like a Reddit thing, right? Someone posted a photo of like Cody and someone in Poland. I was like, Poland airport? Wow.
Now here's the thing. Sean didn't specify which of those. He just said, and I'll pull the tweet up right here on the screen.
Okay. So because my thing is like, because people were trying to analyze that Poland photo, it's like, okay, do you see a tattoo? Because that kind of puts context.
Now saying Poland makes more sense to me as why people would even care.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly.
So Sean says, I would not put any stock in Cody Airport stories, plural.
Okay.
So I don't know exactly what he's trying to get at there, but maybe he's shooting down the Poland thing. Maybe he's also shooting down the Mike Johnson thing. Again, like I said, Johnson could have been like just told by a random person, I saw Cody at the airport, and just ran with it with no confirmation.
Cody's just at home right now. Cody's probably sitting at home in Atlanta, checking Twitter and just laughing at everyone speculating about him.
Right?
He's just, yeah, exactly.
But also apparently Sammy Guevara was injured on Dynamite. He sent out
Oh,
a tweet.
really?
He sent out a tweet this morning that I didn't see. He said, quote, here, I'll pull up the tweet really fast. I know this has nothing to do with this show, but Sammy Guevara did tweet out, finally able to open my eyes. I suffered a scratched cornea on Wednesday. All respect to Darby. We went into this company with everything to prove, and in 3 years, we have shown that we not only belong, but we are this place. Every time I'm on your TV, I'll give you a show, I promise. So I don't know how bad it is. Scratched cornea doesn't sound good to me.
No.
At least it's not like broken orbital bone or anything. That's the bad eye injury.
Yeah, we wear an eye patch now for a little bit.
Maybe.
Do you see what WWE just tweeted out? Breaking news.
Breaking
Check it
news.
out. I mean, I don't know if this part is storyline or not.
Well, let's see. You said they just tweeted it out?
Just tweeted it.
All right, let's go to the WWE Twitter.
Actually, looks like about an hour ago, but it's just Bobby Lashley.
Oh, the concussion thing?
Protocol.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley. They said that on the show. Bobby Lashley has entered concussion protocol.
Yeah. Okay. Is that Jason Jordan that was in the red suit?
Yes.
Okay.
He's considered one of their top. Now that John Laurinaitis is back working talent relations, he's basically the top producer backstage.
Awesome. Good for him.
Yeah, I think him and Jamie Noble are the top 2 producers now.
Okay, good.
But yeah, I think it's storyline. Bobby Lashley has, like I said earlier, there is a chance maybe he did bonk his head, but just how quick it all went down, does feel storyline to me. But with that was Elimination Chamber, and those were our thoughts. I do want to check the polls here and see what the people watching thought of the show. As far as the Twitch poll does go, 75% liked the show, 13% thought it was all right, and 13% did not like it. As far as the Twitter poll does go, Twitter, 42% thought it was just all right. I can see that. 36% liked it, and 21% didn't. And finally, the YouTube poll, 49% liked it, 31% thought it was all right, and 20% did not like the show. Let's go over and check if we have any text messages really quickly. First, his thoughts on Brock Lesnar winning back the championship. We already talked about that. First it says, oh, here's one for you. I'll give you this one. Who would you like to see challenge for the IC title next? Now we know Sami Zayn's the new champion.
Cody Rhodes, make that title awesome again.
Bring back the white strap belt. He did it once.
He did it once.
Yep.
I'll do it again. Yes.
This person says, what's next for AJ Styles? Whatever they do for Mania, hopefully Edge. I know I shouldn't compare this, but I know AJ versus Christian matches back in the day were freaking fantastic. So now give me AJ versus Edge.
Man.
And this person here says, I think WWE really does have some good future stars like Austin Theory, Madcap Moss, and Ridge Holland. Madcap Moss has got potential, but not in the gimmick he's in. Ridge Holland, correct. I think they're pushing him. I almost can. So I don't want to say this, but I'll just say it. They may be pushing Ridge Holland a little farther than I think his level right now. But at the same time, I think he is in a good position sitting there with Sheamus, somebody perfect to learn from. Mm-hmm. Austin Theory, send this fucker to the moon. I think, right? I think put that U.S. title on him at WrestleMania. Like give him his John Cena WrestleMania 20 moment. Have him win the U.S. title at WrestleMania.
Absolutely. I no offense, Damian Priest, but he's just been kind of going through the motions, and put that title on Austin Theory, and that's his first big accomplishment under the guidance of Vince McMahon, and he can have some real fun, probably segments as U.S. champion. So I'm with you. Make him U.S. champion.
And finally, this last one says, what about a triple threat match? Bobby, Roman, Brock. No. They pushed too hard. Brock versus Roman to do that. Now, I can see, like I said earlier, Brock and Bobby the first night, but they pushed way too hard champ versus champ to change that up at all.
I think they really want that one-on-one
Mhm.
matchup. That way they can't call, any shenanigans that someone else costs someone else the
Yep.
match or interference or whatever. I think they want a straight up old school one-on-one matchup, champion versus champion. It writes itself,
Here's the
the
thing.
press. Yeah, you think about it, for the next 6 weeks, they're gonna promote the hell
Oh
out of
yeah.
that. It's the biggest deal that they can, or matchup they can create here with the current roster. Champion versus champion, Brock versus Roman. It doesn't get any bigger than that.
And not only that, Roman's never beat Brock at Mania. So this is going to be the big look. Roman finally beat Brock at Mania.
It just adds to his whole legacy,
But if you remember
godlike status.
the first match, Seth came in and cashed in and won
Yep.
WrestleMania
Mhm.
31. Then the second match, WrestleMania 34, Brock Lesnar beat him in New Orleans.
New Orleans, yeah.
So now you got to go here. Roman picks up that win finally against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Yeah. What do you think, though? People complain, says, "Oh, we've seen this matchup way too many times."
Oh, for sure.
I just, but you see, like Rock and Stone Cold, they had plenty of matchups together.
Rock and
over the
Stone
years.
Cold had 3 matches at WrestleMania with a year gap between each one. 15,
Okay.
17, 19.
So yeah, 3 matches in 5 years. Yeah, okay. Because I know I when people complain Brock and Roman too much, I always try to compare it to like Stone Cold and The Rock, like how often
get
they
that.
met up against each other. So
Yeah, they literally had 3 Mania matches on 3 odd numbered Manias in a row. 15, 17, 19.
yeah,
And that one at 19 years ago, Austin's last match. Well, Austin's last match possibly for now.
man, that's such a trip to think about.
Right?
I oh man, I've never seen Stone Cold in person, so
I haven't
really
either.
debating. I'm really debating about this now. It's like I gotta figure it out. See if I can make it work. I don't know. We'll see.
With that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and Twitter.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. I may be live playing the new Horizon Forbidden West game later. Twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy. Not 100% for sure, though, because I may have to go do something with the kids later. That's still up in limbo. So
Yeah.
you can find me there possibly later. But Dewey, where can they find you?
Yeah, if you want to follow me personally on social media, if you use Facebook at facebook.com/Baby Huey official, Twitter and Instagram, as you see down below, Baby Huey 83. If you want to follow my wrestling podcast, please subscribe to us in the Click, KLIQ, where we get your podcasts at. Please subscribe to us also on YouTube. Follow us on social media as well at In the Click. If you want to email me directly, intheclick@gmail.com. So very easy on all platforms
Right.
to follow along here. As I mentioned earlier, it's nothing confirmed yet, but I hope to be recording an interview with Drew McIntyre this coming Friday. So once I do that, I will obviously post that on all my channels. So please subscribe, follow along. I love interacting with you guys on social media. So and also just thank you guys for watching and listening. I love doing stuff with Tim and just interacting with you guys and the feedback here. It's always awesome to be part of helping out with Pro Wrestling Unlimited as well. So thank you, everyone.
Oh, wrong screen there. Thank you for joining me here today. Like I said, I might be live later on my other Twitch, twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy. Not 100% sure yet. So if I don't see you guys there, then I'll see you guys Monday morning for the wrestling wrap up. Have a good night. Or actually, I'm used to doing these things at night. Have a good
I know,
day.
right?
It's only 2 p.m. here on the West Coast. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. I mean, I'm going to have a great weekend because in an hour, I'm going to watch a NASCAR race. Tomorrow, I'm going to watch the Daytona 500. So with that, guys, have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you back on Monday. Have a good one.